guys, she is back together. Y'all saw in the last clip, I did a drive down the road, got everything up to operating temperature, got back, checked the fluid. It's a tad bit over the full line, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. I don't think I need to let anything out or anything. I think it'll be fine like that. But shifts great, shifts a lot better than this thing has ever shifted, like period, since I've had it. And we only put 3 quarts because I didn't drain the torque converter. So I may do maybe at least, I'm gonna do at least 1 drain and fill after I drive it for a couple of days. Try to rinse out a little bit more of the gunk that might be in there. But guys, I think we are set on this van. And I only use 3 quarts, so I still have 2 right here, and I've got 1 and some change left up here. So that may be enough for me to do a drain and fill. She's old, but it's good. And then this is a piece of a quart, maybe a quarter of a quart there. So again, to get this thing to full, all I put was 3 full quarts, and it was actually a little bit above full. So I'm pretty sure we do a drain and fill. It shouldn't take more than 3 quarts to fill it back up. So I know for a fact I got enough to do 1 drain and fill. So we'll drive it a couple of days, let that new fluid work through the system a bit, drain that out, and put 1 more fresh 3 quarts in there. And then after that, I think we'll pretty much leave it alone. We're not getting any shudder from the torque converter. Everything seems to be working pretty decent. Again, this came from a 2001 Accord this time, whereas the old transmission came from 98, 99. So it was kind of similar. Those things fit in these vans. Well, in my generation van, which is the 98, they fit and they work. The only things that I have to do to make it work in here is there is 1 stud that I cut off that I don't be needing with the van as soon as I find it. Right here, I cut that off because the van mounts kind of like a 5-speed would, so it's got the T bracket that goes up here. The automatics have this little aluminum brackety piece right here that sandwiches with this piece to make a mounting bracket. So with the van, I don't need any of that. So when I take the bracket off, I don't think this bolt actually gets in the way, but I'll be cutting it off. I don't know. I don't plan on putting it back in the CG. So yeah, it is what it is. But other than that, you always have to do that axle shaft seal on the driver's side, because the CG Accords have a 1 long ass axle, whereas the van again does like a 5-speed. It has a half shaft, and because of that, the actual hole diameter, the inside, is a little bit smaller for the van. So if you don't switch it, this is the Accord one. Look how big this hole is, pause. But because of that, if you put the half shaft in this, it will just piss all of your fluid right out on the floor. Trust me, I found that out the first time I swapped it. But you can see that hole is a lot smaller. So just one little thing that has to be changed out. See, you can't even see the other side, but if you look through this side, you can see the inner of that other seal there. So the part number that I use for that is this right here. It's not really showing as a specific seal for a specific car. Trust me, I was looking for like an hour today trying to find it. All we did was match the part number from this seal, which I took out. This was pretty new. I just bent it trying to get it out of the old transmission. So they just ran the part numbers and it came back sort of like a universal axle seal, but the diameter is the exact same on either transmission. It's just that inner diameter where the axle goes into it that is a little bit smaller for the half shaft of the van. The passenger axle fits in plush, no issues. Aside from that, one thing with the driver's side is pretty much a straightforward swap in if you have this generation van. If you don't, if you have the 97s and older, then of course you will need to go with the 97 and older Accord transmissions. You cannot run a 98 to 02 Accord transmission if you have a 97 van, only for the 98 models, which is freaking weird as hell, but so guys, it is the next morning out here at the shop. And last night I did the first drive. Everything went super smooth. This car has never shifted this good at all. And the only thing was when I brought it back in here, double checked the fluid levels, it was actually a little bit above, like maybe an 1/8 inch too much fluid in it. And online, I read that if it's too much fluid, it can cause the fluid to foam up. It can cause the transmission to run hotter than it needs to. And it can cause premature failure. So I don't want that. I'm trying to give this thing the best fighting chance that I can. So what I'm gonna do right now is drain just a little bit, maybe not even 1/4 of a quart out, and do another drive and check and see if we got that level more within the two lines. Like, I would like it on the bigger end of the two lines, but definitely under that top line. I feel like I'll feel better about it if I do that. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now. Jack this baby up a little bit and get just a tad bit of that fluid took out. Then we'll do another drive, double check it with it warmed up, see where we're at, and we should be a done deal with this thing for now. Again, I would definitely film it when I do the next drain and fill. That'll probably be within the next week. So I'll definitely bring y'all along for that. I'm not sure if I'll make an entire video on that, but maybe we can do the drain and fill and get those Acura wheels mounted up and get them on the van, see what this thing looks like, and see if the vision kind of comes together a little bit better for this OEM Plus base van that I got going on. But yeah, she should look pretty damn decent. I don't think we're gonna get any better than this, guys. I really don't. I mean, maybe if we bought a fresh reman transmission, maybe then we would get that perfect shift. But as far as like junkyard transmissions go and just used transmission in general, I just don't think we're gonna get any better than what we have right here. And again, I am gonna do one more drain and fill to try to give it the best fighting chance that it can possibly have. But this generation, man, Honda, it just really had a crappy automatic transmission. So that's kind of where I'm struggling at right now. But it is definitely working, and I can definitely drive it. And again, I'm gonna try my best, guys, not to like really beat on this thing. I'm gonna try to take it easy. Maybe it'll last longer that way, and really get the most out of this transmission that I possibly can, because I mean, I'm getting quicker and quicker at it, but it's definitely not something that I want to be doing all the freaking time. So we'll head back and then double check the fluid levels. But just listen to this shift, man. mean, it does not get any smoother than that. That's just beautiful there. So we're gonna double check the fluid and we should be good to go. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I do not quite understand the whole checking level of these Honda transmissions at all, because I'm supposed to let it be warm, which you just saw, I just cut the van off, it's perfectly hot, but I'm supposed to check it within 45 seconds of cutting it off, but no more than a minute and some change or something, I don't know. So I just kind of turn it off, I go on and get ready, and I go ahead and pull it and check it, because there's a lot of confusion to me when it comes to how long to wait and all that other crap. I'm completely confused as to how all of that pertains to checking the fluid level, but somehow it does. So I try to mimic it, but off camera, I also went ahead and tightened up my alternator belt again. That thing keeps getting loose. It's like the belt stretching, and then with the load of trying to charge at 15 volts and it being a Honda, I guess, it's just really, after a while, it always has that squeal on startup, like, and until it catches up and then it'll stop. But I'm trying to fight that, but I think where I'm messed up at is I need this exact belt, but I need it in probably the green Gates belt. Like, I need that really strong belt that doesn't stretch, because right now we're running a Duralast belt, and these belts are great if you're just running your typical AC compressors or regular accessory drives. But with these high output alternators, the strain from it will slip the belt really easy. And I mean, I got this thing, I think this time I actually tightened it all the way till the actual tensioner would not go no farther. And it's like, it's pretty tight, the belt is tight, but you know, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't know if it's gonna slacken up. It might break. I got it so tight, but it's virtually the only way that I can get that belt slip to stop on startup. She's back outside now, boys. Everything's pretty much 100% now on this thing. So the only other thing I want to go ahead and do, because these tires are completely bald as crap, is I want to go ahead and get a set of tires for the Acura wheels so we can get them thrown on and make this thing look a little bit more presentable as far as the stock OEM Plus look goes. And then from there, I just want to get it tinted all the way out with 5%, which I've been had the tint for months. I just ain't done it yet because I need to get the tint off of this window since it's peeling. The driver's side doesn't have tint, and these back windows I was just gonna tint right over top of what's already in there and just black it on out. And then the rear window doesn't have any either, but you can see where somebody was trying to get it out around the edges. It'd be nice to get all that cleaned up, but if not, I'm just gonna tint right over that too. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video, guys. I don't know exactly how this thing's gonna turn out because I didn't video a whole lot of me working on it, but I really just want to go ahead and get this thing knocked out so that it can be one thing off the checklist and we can continue moving forward with the projects. And I can go ahead and get this prepped for calling the junk guy to take it off and hopefully get maybe 200 bucks back out of what we paid for this thing. But with all that being said, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up right here. I hope it was somewhat enjoyable. Smack the like button for me if you did enjoy it, and if you're excited to see the base van back on the channel so we can get some demos out and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all next time, guys. Remember, respect our bills. Peace out.